Hello friends! Welcome to Thunder Ridge Homestead. Life has been interesting in the last 24 hours. Excuse me, I picked up my grandson in my old farm truck yesterday and took it to the fabric store, and we got some material. We were going to make some Christmas presents. And while I was at the fabric store, inside the store, during the day, someone got inside of my pickup truck and tried to steal my truck in the daylight in a shopping center. So basically we walked out and found a guy in my truck, which was pretty freaky. He had a face mask on that looked like a skull. It was like one of those things that attaches to your hoodie, and then it was like a skull face mask, like a snow mask on top of that. So I did not identify him, and when he saw us come, he ran. But he basically tore up my ignition on my car, or I should say, he basically tore up the ignition on my truck. I have a 2000 F-150, which is, it's a farm truck. It has, basically 7 running cylinders right now because it needs a coil pack on it. It's rusted, it's dented, it's a mess. But yet, that's the one the guy decided to try to steal. So, we called the police, did a police report in the whole 9 yards last night, and ended up having to have my truck towed home. So this morning I'm going to try to see if I can get the old broken now ignition out of my truck so we can put a new ignition in it. It's just never ending on a homestead, and I'm trying to take you along with me. We'll see how my camera work does. The first step we have to do is we have to unloosen the ground from the battery so that we don't get any kind of electrical issues going. So that's the first step I'm going to do. And like I said, this fine dented piece of junk is what they were trying to steal. First thing we have to do, you have to pull the hood thing inside the hood, which I already did. And anytime you're going to do work on a vehicle, especially electrical, anything to do with ignition or anything like that, you want to take off the ground off of the battery. So that's your first step. So as you can see, you've got a red wire. I hope you can see. Awfully glary. You've got a red wire, which is here, which is the positive terminal, and we have a ground wire. So I'm going to set the camera down and disconnect my ground. Okay, first step is accomplished. As you can see, I've put the cable back out of the way so that it's no longer connected to the battery. That way, if I do something stupid, I won't get shocked. So, first step done. I did look at a couple of YouTube videos on this. YouTube is the way we save ourselves around here. And we're going to hop in, and I'm going to see, ouch, yeah, look, my junky truck. Can you see what they did to it? This is the ignition cylinder for the truck. Like I said, it's a 2000 F-150, and you can tell or not, but they have a key or a screwdriver or something broken off in here. And the first step is you have to make the cylinder turn to the on position. I don't know how easy that's going to be to do, but we shall see what accomplishes from that. After that, there is a little hole down under here where my finger is, and I have to stick something in that. There's a little button that has to be depressed, but until I get it turned to the on position, I can't depress the button. So I'm going to do a little Mickey Mousing and see what I can get. If I can either get the thing in it that's broke out of it, that would be great. Don't know if I can do that. Or I'm going to try to see if I can get it to turn in some way into the on position. So we shall see what we shall see. I'm just gonna shut this off and work on it for a little while, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, I have monkeyed with it, and I believe I now have it in the on position. It did turn. I don't know how far it has to turn or what, but it did turn forward with my key enough that hopefully, sorry, my camera work's going to be really wiggly, but I did get my key in here enough to turn it forward, so turn to the on position at this point. So now, according to what they're saying anyway, I have to access, there's a little push out button that I have to get through that little hole down there. So I'm going to try to dig around in there and see if I can get that to release, and maybe I can pull my ignition out. We shall see. Alright, it took a little bit of holding my jaw right, but I did get it pulled out. Look at that. Ha ha ha. Oh, excellent. Okay, and this is what it looks like when it's pulled out. And this little button here is what you have to get to depress so that you can get it out. See that little button? That's the one that you access through the hole. Whoops. That hole down under there, underneath I showed you. That's what you're trying to push, is you're trying to push that little button. When you get the little button to push, and it won't go in unless the key is in the on position. That keeps you from, you know, people tearing up your thing any worse. But I got it out. So now the next step is to find the right ignition to go in it and get that bought and put it in. And then I believe I'll have to have the key programmed for this. So, because I think it had a programmable key in it before. What I might do is take it up to the locksmith and see what they have to say about it first before I even buy the part. So, step one is complete. Excellent. Yay! See? Even crippled little people can do it yourself as long as you have a YouTube to kind of go by. Okay, I'll keep you posted. We'll see if we can get this thing fixed. Okay, I'm going to attempt to show you a little bit better view of what has to happen with this key thing to get it out of the ignition. As you can see, I've just kept the very tip of my key in this because it's all busted other than that. But this little button here, you see how it'll go down with my thumb pushing on it right there? Hope you can see this. I can go down. If you turn, that's in the on position. I'll turn it this way and show you. See that button goes down? Okay, when you turn it to the off position, that button is solid and you cannot get the ignition out. So that's why you have to be able to turn the key to the on position. See, it's not on yet. There it is. And it'll go down. See how it goes down? And that's that little button that you have to access through the hole in the ignition. I was trying to see if I could get a little bit better picture. I don't know how good that still is. It still looks blurry to me. We will see if it's focusing right. We're having, the daylight is just so bright, and it's like I can't get any place where I can get a good picture of this. But okay, off, and it's stiff, on, and it seems to be loose. Now, I talked to a locksmith, and this key is programmed, and there's supposed to be a little transponder ring, he said, inside of the ignition. And so I'm going to go out now and see if that is broken. If it is not broken, I should be able to buy the ignition from the locksmith, and they will program the ignition to fit the key. So that would be great. That way my key will still work. So I will see what happens with that. And we'll go look and see about that transponder ring. Don't even know. He said it's like in the shroud up around the ignition. We'll see if it's broken or messed up or something. Okay. Okay, when I talked to the locksmith, they said that there's this little plastic ring right there that goes around, And he said as long as that is not damaged, which it looks good, that he will be able to get me a new ignition and program it. So let's see if we can get that done. Excellent. Yay! So I had a friend take me up. Yes, this was yesterday. You might notice the weather's a little bit different today. I filmed all this yesterday and got in, and for whatever reason I lost the footage, so I decided I would refilm it, and that way you guys can see the end of this story. But anyway, what happened was I went up there to the locksmith and they bought the ignition part. Hope you can see. This is the new ignition that I bought, and I had to turn it in the on position so that that little button was loose and would slide in, and it just slipped perfectly into place. Not a problem. I hooked up my negative battery cable again, and here's the results. I can put the key in, and voila, the truck turns on. You can hear its lovely motor that's missing a cylinder. But I'm back in business. The best part of all of this is the fact that at the locksmith they charged me $80 approximately. It was like $79 something with the tax and everything, and $20 of that was programming the key to go to the truck. So it was actually cheaper to buy it at the locksmith than it was to buy it at the parts store, which was a nice thing. And then I had the key already programmed as it needed to be and everything. So everything worked out well, and it has a happy ending to this story. So I just wanted you guys to know that if a crippled old lady like me can repair a car with something like this, that pretty much anybody can do it. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If you'd like to find out more of our crazy homestead adventures, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. We really appreciate it. Any comments you have, I appreciate too. So, thanks for watching. See you in a little bit. Bye-bye.